Nityananda. She Poshu Poro Duracha. She Poshu Poro Duracha. She Poshu Nitai na Polilo Moke Majilo Shong Shashuke Majilo Shong Shashuke Nitai na Polilo Moke Majilo Shong Shashuke Vidya Kule Kikori Beta Kikori Beta Vidya Kule Kikori Beta Vidya Kule Ahankara Mota Hoya Nitai Poda Pashariya Mata Hoya Nitai Poda Pashariya Asatyeda Satya Kori Mahani Asatyeda Asatyeda Satta Purimani Asatyeda Satta Nitaye Koruna Hobe Broje Radha Krishna Pabe Nitaye Broje Radha Krishna Pabe Nitaye Koruna Hobe Broje Radha Krishna Pabe Nitaye Koruna Broje Radha Nitai Chorana Dvikani Nitai Chorana Dvikani Nitaye Charana Satta Tahada Sheboka Nito Nitaye Ko Tahada Sheboka Nita Nitai Poda Shada Koro Asha Shada Koro Nitai Poda Shada Koro Asha Narottama Bodaduki Nitai More Koda Shuki Bodaduki Nitai More Koda Shuki Narottama Bodaduki Nitai More Koda Shuki Nitai More Koda Shuki Rako Rango Chara Nidapa Chodani Rapa Rako Rongo Chodani Rapa Rako Rongo Radha Madhava Jai Kunjo Bihari Radha Jai Gopijana Vallabha Jai Girivardhari Jai Girivardhari Jai Gopitana Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Girivardhari Jashodanandana Jai Rajajana Ranjana Jai Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Jashodananda Rajajana Ranjana Jaya Brajajana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Jamuna Tira Banachari Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Nitai Gauranga Jai, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jai, Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hare. Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Gaura Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaura Hari Bo, Taiga Hari Bo. Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramhangsha Purivra Jagajarja Ashtatara Sarashamad Abhacharnarabinda Bhakti Benanta Shami Shri Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Pratishtata Acharya Shri Prabhupada Ki Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Shamaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Kantar Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Shishinida Gaur Shitanath Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Is the book that I can see? So, so yeah, something. Well, that one he's looking at, is there any book? Mandeyaham Shri Guru Shri Juta Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Shakarajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Shajivam Shatvaitam Savadutam Parijanashaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shibija Gangatang Chamantra Guru Jota Shikha Guru Ganta Charene Yage Kari Abandon Panchakopatrubi Ashtakava Shendavavacha Poditanam Pavaneva Vaishnava Namo Nama Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Sasu Gaudamani Pajane Nirvishesha Shandavari Pashtata Deshtani. So this is the verse, huh? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I guess this is the verse. Okay. Oh. Okay, this is good. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mandara Konda Kula Kurabod Palacham Pakarna Punaganaga Bokulambuja Parijata Gande Richite Tulasi Kabaranaina Tasya Jasmine Tapashumanasho Bahumanayanti. Bolum, bolum. Mandara, Mandara, Kunda, Kunda, Kuraba, Kuraba, Utpala, Utpala, Champaka, Champaka, Arna, Punaga, Naga Keshada, that's Naga Keshada, Bakula, Bakula, Ambuja, Lily, yeah, Parijata, Gondhe, fragrance, Archite, being worshipped, Tulashika, Tulasi, Baranena, with a garland, Tasha, of her, Jasmine, in which Vaikuntha, Tapaha, austerity, Sumanasaha, good-minded, Vaikuntha is Vaikuntha-minded, yeah. Bahu, very much, Manayanti, glorified. Although flowering plants like the Mandara, Kunda, Kurabaka, Utpala, Champaka, Arna, Punaga, Naga, Keshar, Bakula, Lily, Parijata are full of transcendental fragrance, they are still conscious of the austerities performed by Tulashi. For Tulashi is given special preference by the Lord, who garlands himself with Tulasi leaves. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, the importance of Tulasi leaves is very clearly mentioned here. Tulasi plants and their leaves are very important in devotional service. Devotees are recommended to water the Tulasi tree every day and collect the leaves to worship the Lord. One time an atheistic Swami remarked, what is the use of watering a Tulasi plant? It's better to water eggplant. By watering the eggplant one can get some fruit, but what is the use of watering Tulasi? These foolish creatures, unacquainted with devotional service, sometimes play havoc with the education of people in general. The most important thing about the spiritual world is that there is no envy among the devotees there. This is true even among the flowers. It's true even among the flowers, which are all conscious of the greatness of Tulasi. In Vaikuntha world, in the Vaikuntha world, entered by the four Kumaras, even the birds and flowers are conscious of service to the Lord. Mukham karati bachalam pangam langa teikarim chat kripatam aham bande Shri Gurum Dinadarim. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shamaveda go bhakta ki jai. Well, Acharya Ratna Prabhu was mentioning how I came to Krishna consciousness in Australia, and we were doing Sankirtan, book distribution and other collection, different ways, collecting. And fortunate now, when we travel, I was just for the first time since lockdown, the first time I was able to visit Bangladesh and Nepal for the first time in 3 years. Amazing progress, actually. Lockdown, for Krishna consciousness movement, lockdown was a great boon. So many places the preaching has grown multiple times because of lockdown. I went to Kathmandu temple. I used to go there many times for 25 years, been going there. And after lockdown, it's packed. Temple is packed. After lockdown, the devotees started internet preaching, and it's famous. There were thousands of people coming every weekend to see the temple president. He has a YouTube preaching. Thousands of people coming. Lockdown, our preaching. In so many ways, our preaching enhanced as a result of lockdown. Because what we're doing, we carry on. Now we're doing more. We're doing internet preaching. Before we didn't take it seriously. But lockdown, we were forced to. So many devotees are full-time on internet. So many devotees, full-time internet preaching. And where internet preaching successful and combined with temple preaching, is very amazing. Kathmandu, 5-10 times increased, at least, preaching. So many people, they're doing every day, they're doing the YouTube preaching, and so many people come to the temple. And in Bangladesh also, incredible development in the last few years in our preaching. In Bangladesh, I can hardly recognize the temples. Hardly recognize Sylhet, so many huge guest house, new temple, big new temples under construction. Dhaka, huge temple. I remember now 20 years ago, we went to one empty field, Dhaka, Shamibag. Anybody been here? Anybody been? Empty field. I remember it was a tin gate. I remember I was with Prabhu and Charachandra Prabhu went, saw that land. I remember I entered the gate, and these gates, they have the steel on the top, and then the gate is there. I didn't know. I opened again, and I went bang, my head on the steel bar. I still remember the sound, bang. They went ahead. They didn't hear. I'm almost unconscious. There's some type of purification to enter that place the first time. Bang! Oh. But we still have the pictures. It's just broken down old buildings and 30 or 40 families living there. Old Shiv Mandir, Kali Mandir, huge property. And we got that temple. We got the land right in the center of Dhaka. And that land is worth millions and millions of dollars. And now after 20 years, we're beginning construction. Huge temple, big, huge. Underground car parking, many stories, community complex, educational centers, classrooms, halls, huge, Dhaka. And we just opened a temple in Chittagong. I mean, these are extraordinary achievements. A big, huge Radha Govinda temple in Chittagong. It's as opulent as ISKCON Juhu. The Singhashan. Unbelievable. In the middle of Chittagong. It's preaching in Bangladesh. So but when I first went, I'd been doing Sankirtan, 12 years. Australia, was, no doubt, that was very wonderful. And sometimes I reflect that so many different services we've done in this mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada's movement, many different services. Even I was a pujari once. I was a pujari in the temple in Melbourne, Radha Krishna. I had injured my leg, and so I had taken off Sankirtan, and so Radha Krishna and the puja, the temple. So it was very wonderful. It was new to me. All the mantras, the procedures, all day in the temple. You know, not going out. All day in the temple. Puja, offerings, cleaning everything. Put the Lord to rest. Then an afternoon came, and again we're waking Radha Krishna in the afternoon. And I'm reading it says, change clothes. The small deities, again change clothes. Not in the big deity, but in the small deities, the clothes are changed twice a day. Afternoon, a new set. And I'm there, I'm doing, and I'm thinking, again, a new set of clothes? Next day, I was back on Sankirtan. Get rid of this aparati, you know. He has no understanding of puja. Next day, I was back on Sankirtan. But in any case, we were trained in the Sankirtan, book distribution, and I was thinking of Kathmandu and Bangladesh because we were collecting funds. We were collecting many different ways. We were doing book distribution, but other ways, the temple business. We were brahmacharis, but we were also collecting, we would go to different countries. We had commando teams, we send in different countries. I went all over the world, actually, as a brahmachari, all over the world, 50 or 60 different countries. I went collecting different ways, sending money to Australia. So now when I go to visit those places, I help build those temples. Huge preaching. It's like you plant seeds and then huge, beautiful forest, and you get credit for all the flowers, all of the fruits, all of the trees, everything developed because you were in the pioneering stage, you helping in the pioneering stage. Everything comes after that. You get credit for that. So we're still in pioneering stage here. It's gone Newtown, the pioneering stage. So those who are serving here as a generations, decades, development, so much preaching. So many people will come to Krishna consciousness because of this project. And the pioneer preachers, they get all that credit. It's like investment that constantly you're getting the interest for over the years. Pioneer preaching. You don't understand because you're at the pioneer stage, but having done that and then seeing development decades later, and you go there and the devotees, they're so appreciative of the sacrifice that you made in the pioneering stage. And then so many devotees get benefit. So many devotees are blessed as a result of the sacrifice the pioneers make. And then they become so dear to Krishna because of that. It's like multiplied, exponential growth. It's more and more and more. So many. What to speak of these great souls when I consider our acharyas. Jaipataka Swami Maharaj, Prabhu Vishnu Prabhu, and these devotees, they went to Bangladesh. There was no devotees. No ISKCON. No devotees, no followers of Prabhupada in the whole country. None. They were the first. I was there. I went to Gaudiya Math. Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur he opened Gaudiya Math in Dhaka. And he preached there, as described. He stayed there 1 month preaching on the first verse of Bhagavatam at that place. I was there, Janmashtami Day. And when I was there in the Prabhu Vishnu Bhanachari, he showed me when he first went there. He showed me the room that old broken down old room, he was staying in opposite that temple. And he was staying in that room, renting, and then taking prasadam at Gaudiya Math, and then going with the books, Prabhupada's books, going to the Dhaka University and other places and the preaching, beginning the preaching. No Prabhupada followers, no books, no temples, no ISKCON in the whole country. They were the first to go there. And even they were chased out by the police on different occasions and threatened and different things, Bangladesh, preaching. And they persevered. Bayashiki, Gargamuni, he was also Kolkata president. These great souls. I'll tell you a story about Gargamuni in Bangladesh now that we're on the topic. I'll come back to Tulasi. This is an amazing story. I interviewed Gargamuni Prabhu about early days in Bangladesh. And he explained to me how when he went in 1970, there was a war. It was the Bangladesh Independence War against Pakistan. It was at that time, it was called East Pakistan. East Pakistan. It was part of Pakistan after this, you know, the India, what's it called? The partition. Pakistan was created in 1947. There's Pakistan and there was East Pakistan. That was Bangladesh, East Pakistan. And then in the 1947, in the 1950s, the Pakistan government, they tried to make Urdu the national language of Bangladesh. East Pakistan, they tried to make Urdu the national language, as no Bengali in Bangladesh. And that was intolerable. It's different in Bangladesh because here we're in Bengal, it's Pashtim Bengal Bhumi, but this is Bharat Bhumi. In Kolkata, everyone speaks Hindi. In Kolkata, Hindi, shab jayega. Bharat Bhumi te shab jayega, Hindi. And in Bangladesh, only Bangla. They all know Hindi, they watch the movies, watch Hindi movies, but Bangla. So Bangla is so important. And there was riots, there was protests, there was what's called the language martyrs. The students, no, it's not laughing matter, the students, they were protesting against this move to make Urdu the national language. They were killed. They're called language martyrs. The students were killed on the protests by the government. They were killed for Bengali language and gave up their lives, you know, in support of Bengali language. That's how dear the language is to the people. My guru, he explained this to me when I went there. He said, you learn Bengali. He said, these people, they died for Bengali. They sacrificed their lives for Bengali. They're so attached. When they see the foreigners learning Bengali, that's all you have to do. They will love you. Doesn't matter what you say, as long as it's Bangla. Doesn't matter what you say. Je kono kotha bolen, Bangla bhasha bol. Khushi hobe shobai. So anyway, these are the strategies that we accept for spreading Krishna consciousness. So then there was war. There was war against East and West Pakistan. There was war. Against the Pakistani army with their planes, their jet fighters, their tanks. They were going into villages, slaughtering the people, particularly the Hindus. And they had the list. They were in the town. They were going through. They were dragging all the intellectuals, Hindus, the teachers, the professors, the doctors, the educated Hindus. They were on the list. They were killing them. In Dhaka, in Chittagong, it was terrible. Actually, Indira Gandhi, she intervened, and India actually had helped free Bangladesh, India. India got involved, and then they defeated the Pakistani army. And Bangladesh country was established, 1970. Sheikh Mujib Rahman, Bangabandhu, he established Bangladesh. So Gargamuni was preaching there at that time. He was there in 1970 during the war. He said that they were coming on the tanks, they're coming down the little streets, the little lanes in old Dhaka. The tanks, they were American tanks. And they blow up a temple. Our temple was blowing up. We replaced the deities there. Temple where they got this dough. You know, the temple, the gate, and you can see from the street, you see the deity. Many homes, many Vaishnav homes, they have a temple of Radha Krishna in the home, in the street. Maybe in Kolkata you can see in some places. In Bangladesh, so many old aristocratic Vaishnav, Brahmin, Jomidar. And on the street you open and you can see the deity from the street, in the home. And the family are worshipping the deity for generations. And they come and they destroyed those temples, Pakistani army. So they had to leave. Gargamuni had to leave. It was a war. People had to leave. He said he went to the airport. There was only one flight a day. One flight from Dhaka to Islamabad, something, Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan, Islamabad. Have to go all the way down. The flight had to go, it couldn't fly over India, had to go all the way down through Sri Lanka and then up the Arabian Sea to get to Pakistan. It was like 24 hours. He said he got on the flight. He said there were chickens, there were goats, there were people squeezing onto the flight. Whoever had money could get on that one flight a day. So in any case, this all happened because in Mumbai, somebody challenged Prabhupada in a lecture. Prabhupada saying, we're spreading Priti Biti Ache Jota Nagaradi Gram Shabbat Pracha Hoibya Monam. We're spreading this Krishna conscious movement in every city. And someone said, what about Pakistan? Your preachers have gone to Pakistan? And Prabhupada said, we will send our men to Pakistan. And so he sent Prabhupada these two great stalwarts. Prabhupada's two great, like his sons, Gargamuni and Brahmananda. They were both sannyasis. They're 18, 19-year-old men. I think you're older than that. I think these men are in the 20s. In the 20s here. 21, 22, 23. They were 18, 19-year-old when they took sannyas. Gargamuni Prabhu is telling me he arrived in Dhaka, the first Western devotees to ever go there. I'll come back to that, but let me just... On this trip, we're in Chittagong. It's Chittagong. It's a special place. It's mentioned by Vrindavandas Thakur. He says, Sylhet, Chittagong, Radhadesh and Odisha. Where Goshal's associates, they appeared to purify those lands. Goshala appeared in Navadip Dham. And his associates, they appeared in different places in Gaur-Mandal Bhumi to purify. Gaur-Mandal Bhumi. Jeba Jani Chintamani. Gaur-Mandal Bhumi. Chintamani Rup Hoye Gaur-Mandal. This also. We're in that same Gaur-Mandal here. Chintamani Rup, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Chintamani Rup Hoye Gaur-Mandal. Chit Anandamoy Dham Shakal Chinmoy Shakal. He's saying, Thakur Bhaktivinoda is saying the whole of Gaur-Mandal is spiritual. Gaur-Mandal Bhumi. Jal Bhumi Brika Adi Shakal Chinamoy. Jal Bhumi Brika, the trees, the water, the land, Shakal Chinamoy. It's all spiritual. Achincha Shakti Karja Prapanchika Noy. It's made of spiritual energy, not material energy. Goshala appeared. Because Goshala appeared there. It's like the moon and the stars. Chandrodaya, Chaitanya Chandrodaya. Rising moon and so many brilliant stars. Goshala, Parshadgan, Nitya Shangini, Nitya Shanga, Goshala, Nitya Parshad. They appeared in so many places in Gaur-Mandal Bhumi. And Vrindavandas Thakur, he mentions Srihatta and Chittagong and Radhadesh and Odisha. So Chittagong is one city, second largest city in Bangladesh, Chittagong. That's as important as all of Odisha. He says Odisha, Chittagong, Sylhet. I went to Sylhet also. I did teacher's training too. I was thinking at that time, how is it possible? Such a person, such an unqualified person, such Odom Potit, Papishto. When I reflect on the background we've come from, you're Bharat Bhumi, you're Bharat Dejan. I came back from Bangladesh, I got off the plane on the tarmac in Kolkata. Bharat Bhumi. I came out of Bangladesh, you have to wear a hat, everything, I arrived in India again. I felt, I made it back to Bharat Bhumi. And you're born here. Such the Odom, Potit, Papishto. And here I am, I'm in Sylhet, Srihatta. It's mentioned by Vrindavan. And I'm training, there's 10 men, the TTC 2. TTC 2. Not TTC 1, anyone can come. TTC 1, teacher's training, a whole week. You don't even know, you can sit the whole week, not even open your mouth. Still you'll get certificate. TTC 1. Many of you have done, I think. TTC 2, that's advanced. And I was in Sylhet. I mean, how is it possible that I could do such a seva? That I could be given such a honor in Sylhet, in such a place, and I could do teachers training. And then again in Chittagong, also 10 men. I was saying that this, such a blessing to render such a seva, which I will get so much blessings for. Those men, and they're preaching, and they were doing their presentations. They're better than I see in India. Those men, very amazing PowerPoints and everything interactive, valuing contributions, everything in Bangla. I was thinking, wow, what a gift that I've been given to do such seva, because it will get so much. It will have so much effect. As preachers and all brahmacharis empowered preaching, how much preaching they will do. And I have contributed to help. I'll get so much blessing in such a place, And then we were in Chittagong, and we went to first time. We've just discovered the place. Sri Gadada Pandit Janmabhoomi, Gadada Pandit's birthplace. It's we've just identified. We knew that it was there. It mentions he was born in Chattogram, Gadada Pandit. But where, no one knew. And many devotees over the decades were researching this and that, and then we're discussing some Babajis were there one place, and many they were saying, they'd always saying, and we're in research, Gauranga Prem Shami Maharaj, we're studying the texts, and then finally we concluded that this is the birthplace. We put the sign, ISKCON is ISKCON property. We have the sign, birthplace of Gadada Pandit, Srila Vijay Pataka Shami Maharaj, he's confirmed. This is just 2 months ago. That's 2 months ago. And no one has been there. No one has been there yet. No one has been there, but I went. I think I'm the first foreign person to ever get the dust and touch and the dust of the birthplace of Gadada Pandit. I think I'm the first white-skinned person to ever go there. So that's what I write on my, the bio. That is desire treat. I want your bio. What you've done in ISKCON. I'm going to write. The first white person to touch to get the dust of the birthplace of Gadada Pandit. That's a special blessing, a special honor. That is Guru Kripa. This is what Vaishnava can give you. There's no Guru Kripa. I was brahmachari in Melbourne temple. I never even thought of Bangladesh. I had no idea Bangladesh. Never entered my mind. Guru Kripa. Krishna said, Toma, Krishna dite paro. My guru, he sent me to Bangladesh. He said, the best preaching field in the world. If you learn Bengali, for a foreigner. So we went there, Gadada Pandit. So let's come back to Tulasi. Now we're on to Tulasi. Yeah, Chittagong. Huh? Oh, we're back on Gagamuni. Yeah, Gagamuni. Yeah, sorry, hadn't completed Gagamuni story. Yeah, this is Gagamuni story. So we got on that plane. So Prabhupada sent Brahmananda to Karachi. He sent Brahmananda to Karachi, and he sent Gargamuni to Dhaka, because it was Pakistan at the time. It was called Pakistan. This person, you people have gone to Pakistan? Prabhupada said, we are sending our men. He sent Brahmananda to Karachi. He sent Gargamuni to Dhaka. And then this is in 1970. There's nothing. There's no Facebook. Nothing. Not even nothing. No email. And in Mumbai, Prabhupada he got the message. It was in the paper. The foreign ISKCON Hare Krishna foreigners were killed in Pakistan. It came in the paper in Mumbai. I guess it was called fake news, but it came in an article, came in the paper. Hare Krishna, foreign missionaries killed in Pakistan. Prabhupada's got there. Prabhupada was completely depressed. Prabhupada in complete anxiety. He's thinking that his devotees have been killed. Trying to fulfill his order, giving up their lives. In the past, devotees have been killed in our preaching in different places. I know different cases, devotees killed. In Africa, devotees were killed. And in many places, Pakistan, in Bangladesh, recently, devotees were killed preaching. So Prabhupada, he saw this, and no news from Gagamuni, from Brahmananda, no news. No. It's just Prabhupada incomplete, heartbroken and completely depressed. So then Gagamuni, he gets on that flight. He comes to Mumbai. He doesn't know. No one knows he's coming. He arrives in Mumbai. He immediately comes out of the airport. He gets a taxi. He goes to Juhu. No one even knows. And Prabhupada was there in his rooms, a room full of devotees. And then Gagamuni Prabhu, he comes in. And Prabhupada sees him. Prabhupada says, everybody out. Prabhupada says, everybody out. The room conversation. Everybody, all the GBC, everyone gets up. Everybody out, Prabhupada said, except Gagamuni. Everybody out. Gagamuni Prabhu was telling me this. And he said, everyone, and they're moving out. He said, Prabhupada got up from his seat. Got up from Ashram behind, the Prabhupada's room in Juhu. Then it wasn't that room, it was the other place. But it was in Juhu. And then Prabhupada got up from his ashram, came out, walked the desk, came out. Brahmana, Gagamuni is a huge man. It may be twice as big as Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was 5'9" or 5'8". Prabhupada was a short person. Gagamuni maybe 6'3", 6'4". He's a huge man, Gagamuni. You know Gagamuni in Vrindavan. He's a huge man. He said Prabhupada came, and then Gagamuni standing, and Prabhupada came, and Prabhupada with his hands, he began caressing him. He said, caressing him. He said, like a father would feel. He said, Prabhupada like this. He's feeling his face. He's feeling my ears. He's like this. Prabhupada completely, his whole body. In tears. As he's appreciating his disciple, that he was alive. Prabhupada had so much love for these devotees. So just think of these, just these devotees, these pioneers. They went to these places. There's no devotees. They're threatened. They're risking their lives. They're imprisoned. They're beaten. How dear these devotees, these Prabhupada disciples, these early preachers. They're not ordinary Vaishnavas. They're not ordinary. They came to serve Prabhupada, to do the extraordinary things that ordinary people cannot do. They came from spiritual world. They came from Prabhupada's eternal servants, and they came, and they took birth in the Western countries. They took birth in these special Prabhupada's eternal associates. They travel with him like an entourage. He's going different place. Where he is now, they're all going now to join him again in the new mission. And they took birth in the Western world. They took birth in the Western countries to show what Narottam sings, Dinahin Joto Chilo, Hariname Utharilo. Dinahin Joto Chilo, as degraded as you can possibly be, as degraded as you can possibly be. Dinna Joto Chilo means the full extent, the maximum. Dinahin Joto Chilo, as degraded as you can possibly become. Hariname Udharilo, the holy name can deliver you. Tashaki Jogai Matai. So to show this, that the holy name can deliver, they took birth in the Western countries. And then and became acharyas, and became great missionaries of Krishna to show. And the holy name can deliver from wherever condition you're in. So we went to Bangladesh after preaching many years of book distribution and preaching, and then it was a new field. It was a little unusual for me. I was there. I first arrived there in this time of the year actually. The Narottam Thakur Maharshai's Tirobhav Mahamahotshav, that's coming up, and that's when we began the tour. Bangladesh, I went all over Bangladesh, everywhere I've been, every place, all over, for 2 years. Krishna, Nitya Lila, Pravishta Shri Krishna Kirtan, Das Brahmachari Shange, we went with him. it was all a new service, new experience for me. It was December month, December, and I'm thinking I'm not distributing books and collecting money. It was in December. It was difficult for me. This is December, in a marathon, and I'm meeting people and I'm not taking money from them. It was hard for me to adjust. Prior to that, everybody I met, I took money from them. That was it. That was life as a brahmachari preacher. Everybody you meet, you get a donation from them and go to the next person. But when we're meeting people or cultivating people, it was awkward for me. At one program, it was an ISKCON program, but others were there, other organizations. In Bangladesh, the Hindus, they work together. It's not like here, we're all separate, but there, have to kind of, the minority groups, they group together to get protection. So we have that program with other Vaishnava, Sahajiya Sampradaya, sometimes they're there also. They invite us, we do the program. But such a program was there. So they'd set everything up. All this bhoga for there. It was a program in the day. There was some puja. Radha Krishna deities were there. And then so many items they'd prepared. Fruits, Bengali, papaya, talmuj, nakel, onarosh, so many fruits. So many fruits are there, and they're all in front of the deity, and a big tray of tulasi, the bell, ashon, and they said to me, Prabhu, you offer the bhoga, They offer. And so I go in, they close the curtains, and I'm there, okay, offer the bhoga, and I chant the prayers. Prior to that, we were on a Shankirtan, traveling Shankirtan, living in the bus, in the van. We offered the bhoga. We didn't use tulasi. Right? We didn't use tulasi. They're not available. We just make an offering. I'm such an odd home. I offered, I didn't put the tulasi. I didn't think of it. Oh, tulasi is all there on the plate, all fresh tulasi there to put on all the items. I didn't put. I'm there ringing the bell. And then we finish after, I'm thinking I better wait a little bit longer, make it seem like a more... How long they're expecting, I don't know, Usually we offer like 2 minutes, 1 minute, you offer the Sankirtan, we offer and go. Traveling Sankirtan training, you make offering, some pictures, you put on the side of the car, you put on the back seat of the car, you make the offering, you go on Sankirtan. Get on the street, get on the Sankirtan. Don't waste time, big elaborate offering, you get out on Sankirtan. So I'm thinking, how long will I wait? I better wait a bit longer. Make sure they're satisfied that, I'm waiting. Okay, now I'll come out. I come out, yeah, offering done, they ask. So they open the curtain and they see all the, I said, offering done. The tulasi, nothing offered, nothing, no tulasi on anything. And they're looking at me, what, So then I understood that for preaching also puja is important. Yeah. So then we learned a little bit about puja. We learned about puja. And now I have deity. We travel with deity. We're doing puja every day, worshipping Shalagram. But Janninivas Prabhu, he told me when I got Shalagram Shila, I went to Janninivas Prabhu, and he was personally trained by Prabhupada in Mayapur. Before, there were no Shalagrams in ISKCON. This must have been 1971, 1972. No Shalagram in ISKCON. And Prabhupada said to Janninivas, he said, you get some Shalagram. Go to the Gaudiya Math and tell them that we want Shalagram. I'm telling them, I'm sending you. We want Shalagram. So Janninivas, he went. He got one Shalagram from Gaudiya Math and came back, and Prabhupada's in his room, and he brought the Shalagram, and Prabhupada, Narayan has come. And Prabhupada, and Janninivas Prabhu, he told me this. Prabhupada sitting, Prabhupada said, bring my tilak. And they brought Prabhupada's little tilak bowl, silver tilak bowl. And Prabhupada, he made tilak paste, and then he took a match or a toothpick or something, And he painted the tilak on the shalagram, and a face, and a tilak. He painted the tilak. And then he said, bring tulasi. And they brought tulasi, and Prabhupada offered tulasi. And Prabhupada took the garland from his own neck and put it on the shalagram. No, we don't do that, but just try to understand Prabhupada's bhav. Prabhupada, there's such intimacy in order to teach. And then he said to Jani Nivas, this is Shalagram Puja. This is Shalagram, Tulasi and Chandan. And Jani Nivas, he told me that, he said, Tulasi Puja, the main item is Tulasi. Sorry, Shalagram. Shalagram Puja. Main item is Tulasi. The main item, the most pleasing item is Tulasi. And he said to Tulasi and Chandan. He said, so every day Tulasi and Chandan. And he said, whatever extra, whatever you can do additional, okay. But the minimum, of course, we do minimum. We do boga, we do fruits, we do flowers, we do arati, deep, and dhup, and Tulasi and Chandan every day. We're able to manage that. I'm worshipping for more than 20 years. We're able to, by blessings, we're seeking the Ashibada, the Vaishnavas that we can carry on, but we've been able to never miss a day for 20 years worshipping in that way. And it is so simple. Krishna said, the Bhagavatam is concluding that Tulasi is available everywhere. Here, Bengal. And this rascal that's saying don't cultivate the Tulasi. Tulasi, she grows everywhere. She is growing everywhere. Grows everywhere. So easy. So easy. So easy. So easy. Fresh every day. So easy. And so the Lord is satisfied. When Advaita Thakur, he read in the Gautamiya Tantra, he read, Tulasi dalamatrena jalasha chulukalenava vikrinetam sam atmanam bhaktebhyo bhaktavatsala. That Tulasi dalamatrena, one Tulasi leaf. Tulasi dalamatrena, one Tulasi leaf. Jalasha chulukalenava, as much jal as you can put in the palm of your hand. Tulasi dalamatrena jalasha chulukalenava. When this is offered to the Lord, this is particularly Ganga Jal, and Tulasi. When it is offered to the Lord, he becomes so pleased, he becomes so satisfied. When a Tulasi and Ganga Jal are offered, Bikrinetam Sam Atmanam, he gives himself in return. In other words, even though he is Param Purushotam, he is the Sara Maheshwaram, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the controller of all planets. He has all opulence. He has all everything. He's the owner and controller. Ishavasham, Idam Sharvam. He has everything at his disposal. But he cannot find anything to offer in return to that person who offers him a Tulasi leaf. He's so pleased that he cannot, within all creation, within all of his, he cannot find anything that he considers sufficiently valuable to offer in return to the one who offers him a Tulasi leaf. Therefore, Bikrinetam Sam Atmanam, he gives himself. He gives himself in return. Bhaktebhyo Bhaktavatsala, because he's so dear to his devotee. So reading this verse, Acharya Thakur, he desired to the Lord come to this planet by appeasing, by requesting him, by offering Tulasi and Ganga Jal in Shantipur. And these offerings are by Advaita Thakur, simply the offering of the Tulasi leaf and the Ganga Jal. It obliged Gaudhari. It obliged him. He was becoming prashanna hoyeche, becoming satisfied. He wanted, yes, what do you want from me? You satisfied me so much. What can I do for you? Oh, nothing. Just come here personally and deliver all the Odom Potit in this world and give them Krishna Prema. That's all I'm asking. Oh, okay. If you're asking, how can I deny the request of my Sebok? How can I deny? So, for this reason, he's called Gaur Anagoshai in East Bengal. Advaita Thakur. I went to his birthplace also, just on this last trip, and the birthplace of Madhavendra Puri Prabhupada also. And if you, I didn't bring this time. I'm just mentioning it to awaken your desire, so that you will invite me again. That I collected the earth from Madhavendra Puri Prabhupada, his birthplace, the earth. I have that. And Advaita Thakur and Gadada Pandit, I have the earth in Mayapur, I have it. I'm going to prepare little satchels, and I haven't done yet, but you can, maybe if I come again, maybe I'll bring. Gaur Anagoshai, he brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu simply by offering the Tulasi. This topic, we were glad, Acharya Ratna Prabhu, he said to me, the description of Vaikuntha. He said chapter 15. I thought, oh, I have to give the class on the whole chapter. But I read a few verses, very beautiful, the description, very beautiful, the description. But this verse was open and I saw the word Tulasi. So my mind was attracted to share some thoughts on Tulasi. And so I was talking about Bangladesh and preaching there. I told you those stories. But even though we were unable to, we didn't know about puja, we didn't know the basic things. We should know. Acha procha namera koroho dui karja tumi sharaba guru tumi jagate rajo. Thakur Haridas is discussing with Sanatana Goswami, and he's explaining how actually Sanatana Goswami is talking to Haridas Thakur, that achar prochar dui karja namera koroho, that the chanters of the holy name, there's two responsibilities we have. Achar prochar, namera koroho dui karjo. The two responsibilities for the worshippers of the name. Achar prochar. Actually, one time Shri Thakur, he was discussing, he said three things. He said, achar prochar bichar. Achar prochar bichar. Bichar means gyan. Bichar means gyan, Shastra gyan. It's required, Shastra gyan. Sadhya abhyashanam chaiva vanmaya tapa uchite. Vanmaya tapa, purification of the speaking. Vanmaya tapa, speaking. Vanmaya tapa. Sadhya abhyashanam, regular recitation of Vedic literature is required. Monadiye Shunobai Sri Chaitanya Kothar Bhakti Shange Jai Jai Lila Koilo Jota Jota. Vrindavan Thakur he's encouraging monodiye with attention. Monodiye Shuno Bhai, brother, sister, Sri Chaitanya Kothar, the descriptions of Sri Chaitanya. Listen attentively to the Shastra. What he's writing in Vrindavan Thakur, Sri Chaitanya Kothar. The descriptions, is the words spoken by Lord Chaitanya, the words spoken by Krishna, Gita, Bhagavatam. Monodiye Shunobai, listen to it attentively, because it's describing Bhakti Shange Jai Jai Lila Koilo Jota Jota. It's describing the pastimes, Bhakti Shange Jai Jai Lila Koilo, those pastimes one after another, Jota Jota, as it is. You're distributing here Bhagavad Gita Jota Jota, yes? Bhagavad Gita Jota Jota, as it is. As it is, as they happened, hear them. So by hearing, we can experience. We can experience by hearing. So the bichar, you have to hear Shastra. Absorb the mind. Maya Shakta Mana. Maya Shakta Mana. Man Mana. Absorb the mind in the Shastra. Absorb the mind in the Shastra. The brahmachari life. Brahmachari life, a study, bichar. So achar, prachar, bichar. But here, Sanatana Goswami, he's mentioning achar prochar. That preaching, okay, preaching is effort. Preaching means you have to get up, you have to go to the place. You have to go to the place, have to have the books, have to arrange program. Preaching is organization. Preaching takes a lot of effort. That's why preaching is for the brahmacharis. There's a lot of work. You have to put a lot of time. Preaching, like a garden, you have to, right from the beginning, have to break the soil, have to weed, to cultivate the soil, have to regularly water, have to go back again, have to pull out the weeds. If you want a garden, if you want a beautiful forest, it takes a lot of work. You want to produce Krishna, you want to produce bhaktas, a lot of work. It's a full commitment. But that's the dearest. That's the Shabche Priya. Nacha Tasman Manu Sheshu Kashtin May Priya Kritam. Priya Kritam, the topmost Priya. The topmost Priya. Jai Idam Panamam Gujam Mad Bhakteshu Abhidashiti. One who explains Mad Bhakteshu Abhidashiti. Jai Idam Panamam Gujam. My teachings. One who explains to others. Bhakti Mayi Param Kritva. Bhakti Mayi Param Kritva. That's the topmost service. Bhakti Mayi, service to me, Param Kritva. You're doing the topmost service. Yayidam Paramam Gujam Mad Bhakteshu Abhidashiti. One who's explaining my teachings to others. Bhakti Mayi Param Kritva. That's the topmost platform of devotional service. Mami Vaishashya Shangshaya. Certainly he will attain me. This is for the brahmachari. You study the Shastra, absorb your mind. And then preaching, just by your nature, you'll be preaching. Sadhya abhyashanam means that you become habituated to every time you're speaking, you're preaching. If you absorb your mind in Shastra. You cannot keep quiet. Every time you open your mouth, you'll be preaching. Because it's in your mind. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, you'll be absorbing, and then Shravanam, Kirtanam. You're hearing and then chanting. You have to absorb the mind. That's preaching. And then Acha behavior, Acha Sharan Bhakti, Archana. If you're not doing the arti, then attend the arti. If you're not doing the arti, then attend. And you get the same, as good as doing. And Prabhupada, I was reflecting, Prabhupada, he brought the deities with him on the plane to Australia. First time he visited. You went Melbourne, you're in Melbourne, yeah, and back in Prabhupada installed those deities, Radha Ballabh, Gaunitai, Radha, it was called Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir. Prabhupada gave the name, Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir. And installing those, Mukunda Bhakti, you're Mukunda Bhakti? You're Mukunda Bhakti? Mukunda Lila. He was in Melbourne. Yes. Prabhupada installed Gaunitai there in Melbourne. Big Gaunitai Prabhupada installed. And after installing, Prabhupada sat on Vyasasan, the same Vyasasan, and he said, the people of Melbourne have become blessed because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared here. Yeah. So today you're seeing one of those people of Melbourne who's blessed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes. And Burijan, Prabhu. He said to me, he said, A.K. Das, he said, you did Sankirtan in Melbourne. And he would come regularly. He said, you served Gaunitai. You served their mission. And in the evening, after Sankirtan, we would come to the temple. We would go in the trend of Gaunitai. We would fall down. Sometimes we would put the collection there. And we would put in front of them, the collection. And every day they would read the scores, book distribution. It's for them. It's a Sheva. It's Gaunitai Sheva. The Prachar. Amara Guru Ho, Tara Edesh, Jari Deka, Tarikaha Kishna Upadesh, Mahaprabhu ordering. You're going out, your Mahaprabhu Sebok. He said, because you served Mahaprabhu in Melbourne, you served him. He's there. Prabhupada bought him. You served him. You did book distribution. You did preaching for 10 years, 10, 12 years. He said, you were blessed. To Mahaprabhu, he sent you to Gaudadesh to preach there. Because he saw you coming in the evening, putting that. He saw it, and he sent you. Very generous. So Prabhupada installed those. Prabhupada, he brought in Sydney, Prabhupada came on the plane. The first time he went to Australia. He flew from Singapore, maybe 1971. From Singapore, Prabhupada flew to Sydney. He's sitting on the plane, his hand luggage, Sri Radhika. And the devotee was with him. I think his name was Veda, somebody, can't remember. His assistant secretary, he was carrying Gopinath as the hand luggage on the plane. Qantas, Singapore Airlines. Prabhupada was Sri Radhika, and his servant was Gopinath, his hand luggage. And they arrived in Sydney. This first time. He brought Radha Krishna, first time. And then he installed, and he initiated 10 devotees as Brahman initiation. He initiated 10, and that his famous story, he left. As he's leaving, he's praying, I'm leaving you in the hands of the Mlecha Javons. You can't accept their seva. So he took Radha Krishna First time to that country, first time. And then there were no priests, there were no Brahmins. How important the deity worship is. How Prabhupada, the value that he placed, that he took such a risk. He installed Radha Krishna and Inisha and then left. Understanding that without the archa, and they're growing tulasi in Sydney, in Melbourne, in the glass house. This is cold. This is a glass house. And they're growing the tulasi all over the world. Growing the tulasi. We're worshipping. The foreigners are wearing Jagyashutra. They're initiated. They're wearing. They're worshipping the deities. This is Prabhupada's movement. And in this way, by the cultural, Prabhupada explains the cultural revolution. A cultural revolution, a cultural dissemination, Vaishnava culture. Culture means the deity worship. Vaishnava culture means the deity worship. Everything is related to the deity worship. You dress for the deity, you put on tilak for the deity, you bathe for the deity, you're cooking for the deity, the festivals. That's our culture. Our lifestyle is all based on the worship of the deity. The Vaishnava life, and Prabhupada has given. And Gagamuni, he was saying that these other swamis, they didn't introduce puja. They didn't introduce archana. They didn't hardly introduce anything. A little bit of yan, a little bit. But Prabhupada, he introduced the puja. And the Westerners, the people Western, and we're accepting. This is why because we understand the science. Even in the Bible, it says that on the Mount Sinai, God, he appeared as the burning bush. You know this? He spoke to Moses, the burning bush in the Bible. So he can appear in the fire. But not only in the fire, he can appear in any element. We've understood, Prabhupada has explained to us. He's the source of all energy. He can manifest the spiritual potency in the material energy. He's the source. He can make the material energy function spiritually. He's the controller of all energy. He can appear in the deity to accept the seva. He can assume the marble, the wood. We make the deity in wood, in Mayapur, nim, of ashtadhatu, metals. This is patur, this is stone, this is marble. And Narasingha Bhagavan, he's a black stone, carved, one stone. Kumbhakonam. There's not material element. The Lord can, full spiritual potency can manifest. Why? Because we cannot see. We cannot see the spiritual form. So out of mercy, he assumes the deity so we can see. And devotees, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj came, Mayapur. He came a few weeks ago. I was fortunate. Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Tirubhav day, he came and did the arti. I was there. I got some sangha. He embraced me. He saw me, he embraced me. Labhamatra sadhu sangha sarvasiddhi hoy. And thus we are purified of all contamination and enlivened. And I saw, he sat, he came, he took darshan, in front of Radha Madhav, he was there maybe for 20 minutes. I was astonished. How can you just stand there for so long? How can you just stand there for so long? How can you have such a bhav that you can be so absorbed? For at least 20 minutes, he was in front of Radha Madhav. I go, most days I go, Jai Radha Madhav, next. I'm sorry, I have to admit, I'm aparadi. Jai Radha Madhav, I can hardly, a few moments and that's it. He's looking at the marble. He says, how can you do that? Because it's full manifestation of spiritual energy in the eye of the devotee. If you're desiring, he will appear in your heart. He will appear. You'll see him. He will talk to you. The deity will speak. Prabhupada, the deity. The deity will speak to you. He's fully manifested. This science. We have he's also born in America. Gagamuni was saying that the other swamis, they could have Shivalinga they could have brought to the West. Anyone can worship, but even that they didn't give. Prabhupada, Radha Krishna, Archana, Radha Krishna, and the Westerners all over the world. And Tulasi Maharani, her glories we were discussing today, hearing these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, description of the spiritual world. Hare Krishna, onekon nichi ami apnade onekon. Is there a question today? Yes. Prabhu Rajamandri preaching, yes. And today I saw he was doing the puja, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Raj Gobina, Rajmandri Audharok, yes.
For sharing so many pastimes of Bangladesh, how much preaching has expanded in Bangladesh, Kathmandu, especially after lockdown. You're talking about Garg Muni Prabhu, how when he came back from Dhaka and Prabhupada was so happy, the tears in the eyes. I just want to hear about Brahmananda Maharaj, what happened to him because he was sent to Karachi.
Well, he was having a tough time in Karachi. Yeah, Gagamuni was telling me he was having a tough time. That he couldn't even wear tilak. It was the people would grab him and they would scrub it off his forehead. He couldn't even wear tilak on the street in Karachi. He had a tough time there. And I don't know how long he stayed, but he came back also. But we're preaching in Karachi. We have our devotees there preaching, the great souls in Saudi Arabia, and when we're preaching. So, okay. Thank you very much. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gauda Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.